What color is this?
So this
Teton.
is the gunmetal Teton, and this is the OD green Teton.
Yeah, everybody knows yours. That you've had it out since last fall?
Yep.
I think I saw it at Big Bear was the first time.
I love this. I think
this
it
is
came
really
out
cool.
Really, really nice.
Kind of a it's got a little green tint to it a little bit. I mean, depends on the sun.
Yeah, it depends on what you've got. We got a little cloud cover right now, but the nice thing is it looks badass, but it's not like, look at me.
Yeah.
You know, it kind of blends in.
It really does blend in.
It looks high quality, but it's not like.
Well, look at the difference between a stock and this. I mean, this looks like an RV.
Yep.
To me, this looks like mine does. Mine hasn't got a wrap yet.
Yep.
But mine's gonna have a wrap soon.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hopefully.
And
but
you
that
can
looks
see
good.
the difference of like the graphics versus this, and so.
Yep.
I'm really happy with how all this stuff came out. I'm loving the Echo platform.
Mm-hmm.
This whole C-, it's where this industry is going, and there are a number of manufacturers coming out with these kind of cab chassis builds. You get a massive amount of room inside, which I think is one of the reasons that Brian upgraded.
Yeah.
And you don't lose much as far as overall length. You're gaining a little bit of length, but you're gaining a lot of room. And I think that's why this is going to be a massive part of adventure vans going forward.
So, fun fact: when I announced that I had got an Echo, my phone blew up. People were calling me that have storytellers, that have Revels, that have Tiffins, GH1s. Why are you switching? What are you doing with your Revel?
Yeah.
Well, still got the Revel for now, but I was so intrigued by the extra room. The only drawback to this is it's not going to park in a 20-foot spot where you can in a Revel or a storyteller. You can forget that unless you. Now I have backed into the Cracker Barrel and put the curb right there, and back here's grass.
That is a government test. Can it be backed into a Cracker
Yeah,
Barrel?
I mean it's this thing. Look here, this thing is literally only. This is the Sprinter chassis. It's only what 4.5 inches.
And it's still well inside the mirrors?
Yes.
So as long as your mirror clears, your back clears.
Yeah. So 4.5 inches. Let's call it each side. So that's the only width you're talking about. It is taller, but it's not that much wider. It is 4 foot longer.
You know
about.
I found it drives really nice.
Oh, I know it does. Yes.
Our Echo. So Ryan, who runs Install here in Phoenix, we went to a show this weekend, and he drove that to the show. And I kind of knew what the answer was going to be, but I said, Ryan, how did it drive? He goes, it's unbelievable. Like, he was blown away, and he drives Sprinters from all different manufacturers all day, every day, because they do work on it. And he drove that. He's like, that's one of the best handling vans I've ever driven. So I'm really happy with how it performs.
What is your 2 cents on the 4-cylinder with this big of a rig?
Love it. It's, I mean, you had the 6 before. Technology's come a long way. With the turbos, you don't get the turbo lag that you get in the 4x4.
It's more peppier, isn't it? Off the red light. When you turn green, you hit it and it goes.
The only place where I think that the V6 has the advantage is from like 60 to 70 miles an hour on the freeway.
Yep.
Like, you're already at speed and you punch it.
Yep.
That extra displacement helps, but for drivability around town at altitude, starting from a dead stop, everybody knows that issue where you try to start a Sprinter from a dead stop at altitude and it doesn't like to go. 4 cylinders, never had a problem.
Yep. I tell people it's like this. They want to know the difference between Echo and my 6-cylinder Revel. If I was to pull out in front of somebody by accident, I'd rather be in my Revel because I could punch it and make that more of a not a hazard. This thing, when you punch it, it does go when you're doing 60 or 70, but it takes a little while because it's got a big 11,000 pound body to move around. So.
But you don't feel the mass. Like going out in and out of driveways, off-road, it's not as sway happy as you'd think it would be for the size of it, especially once you get the lift on it because, so this one already has a lift on it. Let's see so this one doesn't have a lift on it yet. Okay. So we can see the bottom of the tail light. So let's do a comparison. Bottom of the tail light is below my wallet. It's about right there. So we'll walk over to ours. And you can see the difference of ground clearance and departure angle. So look at that. You're almost a foot higher.
I measured it. I measured mine before I took it to get the suspension. It's 30 inches to the top of the stock bumper. When I got it back with suspension, it was 7 inches taller. That's with 295 tires and the 2-inch Van Compass suspension lift. So
think of all the ground clearance you get, because you look at how long this is between the wheels, and you look at anything hanging down. Like, let's say this one wasn't lifted, right? You've got your steps that come out when you open the door.
Yeah.
Now imagine this one isn't lifted. How far off the ground these are? You want to off-road? You want this to be getting all confused here with the steps are.
Bunch of rigs here.
You can see how much higher the steps are. So when you're off, your breakover angle is going to be drastically increased.
Well, and also I found with mine, now that it's lifted, when I'm camping, this is out, it's more staggered evenly. It's like a normal set of steps.
The first step was down there.
Yes,
it's useless.
It was just a little jump up into it, and then you went on your way. So the little things like that. But
yeah, you can see that first step is now even.
Yep.
All the way up.
That's about the same distance here and there to here to there and here to there. It's pretty close. But I think really driving these things, when you get the wolf box and these things, and you get the suspension and the fuel tank, those are three, I think, some of the best mods to start off with, because there's safety involved.
Yep.
You want to see out the rear view mirror really good. But I think the wolf box is a huge improvement, because it's got a bigger screen to see out of, you know?
Yeah, and it's got that dash cam.
And it's got more functionality to it. It tells your true speed and all that.
Who hasn't been in a little fender bender that was clearly one person's fault?
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden you go, they figure out what they're going to have to pay or whatever, and all of a sudden now they're telling their insurance company something differently, and so on. And so having that dash cam in the wolf box is really nice, because, you know, a picture's worth 1,000 words.
I love this color though.
We can do a flavor of this for you.
That's gunmetal, huh?
Yep.
I do like that. I even like the new one you came out with the other day.
Yeah, I like that too.
That brown colored.
Yeah, it's like a bronze.
Yep. Well, John, you got anything else to show us?
I don't think so. As you can tell, we got like 1, 2, 3 over there. One here, one here, one here, one. I mean, it's, dare I say, echo. Oh, God.
Well, you started this whole thing, you know.
Oh, God.
Back when I met you in Big Bear, you had your rig, and I thought, man, that thing is really cool. And that's kind of what started my mind, started shifting towards that direction.
And what happened is, for the longest time, I kept talking to the OEMs. I was like, I know what I want out of a Class C- adventure van, and nobody would listen to me. And so I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to buy one and do it myself.
Yep.
And that's what we did with the Teton, with our Echo, and people responded to it. And realistically, I just built it for me.
Yep.
It's what I wanted.
Yeah.
And it's really cool to see that crossover where, you know, what I like and what the customer likes crosses over, and that makes designing stuff really easy, because I'm just like, well, do I like it?
Yeah, I get it. I mean, it's a great looking rig, and you're customizing it really nicely without making it look over the top. I mean, you know, we
had like 3 people. So the show we went to yesterday was actually a Toyota show.
Okay.
Because we're doing a lot more with our install centers of vehicles that aren't sprinters.
Yep.
And so we went there to kind of talk to people, show them some vans, etc. The number of people that walked up and they said, dude, you got an earth roamer in your booth. And I'm like, no, you're about $750,000 high.
Exactly.
You know?
Yeah.
So the fact that an average everyday person thinks that's an earth roamer means that we checked the box on what we wanted the end result to look like.
Yeah. I'm just catching a peek of my rig right through there, and man, that bumper looks so good.
It changes everything.
It really does. I mean, it makes it finished out on the front, you know?
It would be like a nose job on the Penguin. Remember that?
Yeah. Look at that. Doesn't that look good though? I mean,
Batman, the Penguin had like a half nose beak.
Oh man.
If he went to LA and got that thing fixed, it would look like this.
Look at that. Is there anything over here that it's protecting, like the other side is protecting the diff, you said?
No, this is empty. It's purely there for aesthetics,
Okay.
but it is going to protect anything under there.
Okay.
And the other thing that you mentioned, the skid plates come with the bumper. The other thing that people don't realize is it comes with a high output fog light.
Oh yeah.
And these are really cool. When you start it up, they like cycle yellow, and then they go white and all kinds. It's a turn signal.
Turn
as well.
signal, yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
So it's a really nice bumper. It's kind of all in one, ready to roll. We got the Mojab indexing fair lead here,
Yeah.
which is really nice because you don't get limp shackle where this thing hangs down and looks bad. And
Yeah, I can't wait to try that for the first time.
it's really nice. And just you feel the quality
Yep.
on this. You know, it's like shutting a door, and you can tell how good a quality the car is. You operate the spring and you see all the machine parts, and you can just tell that somebody cared.
I love it.
Well, I'm glad that phase one, if you will, of your transformation is here.
I'll be back in about a month.
And we're
Save
gonna
me a
get all
spot.
the rear gear carriers going.
Yeah.
We're gonna have our kind of extended roof rack for these things ready.
Oh, that's right. You got a roof. I forgot that.
Yeah, so we're gonna have a roof rack that comes down so you can do lights across the front.
That'll be good.
It's gonna be
You know,
rad.
let me tell you something. I hadn't talked about this yet. This is something that you should consider doing. If you're going to go through all that trouble making a roof rack,
Yeah.
you should, on the back side, people that do not have pop tops, we have a lot of room right here.
Yep.
From the solar panel back, making just a side to side deck
Yeah.
for duffel bags, boxes, extra storage. If you're going to make that fancy ladder,
Love it.
we don't need to be up on the roof, but we need to just kind of throw stuff up there and kind of latch it down
I like it.
for extra room, you know.
100%.
Because when I take this thing out west, I bring everything with me.
Yeah.
Because I want to make sure I've got hiking gear, snow gear, whatever.
Look at the length of that Fiamma too. It's a perfect length.
That does look good.
And it's lower profile. It looks really nice.
I wish all of the Echoes just
Came with it.
I wish Winnebago would just, you know, put these on their stock.
Carefree is a synonym for never works.
Oh my gosh.
And the thing with the Carefree is it's worse than never working. It half works. So you're at a campsite, and this happened to me.
Yeah.
It was like 5 a.m. I was trying to leave the campsite. My son was still asleep. I didn't want to wake him up. And the awning was out that night because it was raining a little bit, and there was stuff outside. Put everything away, went to put the awning away, went halfway in. Could not get it in.
I understand.
Had to get the tools out, manually
Yeah, I
crank it in.
understand.
And I was like, as soon as I get
I
back,
know.
Sawzall happened.
My Revel 3-4 years ago didn't work at orientation, so that was my first experience. On this rig I bought it worked at orientation. Well, actually it didn't. They had to fix it, but then it started working. But then when I got home, it quit working. I'm done with this. I'm just not going down that road. I've learned a lot with my Revel.
Yep.
It's better to fix all the things that are like that now and be happy with what you got while you had the rig
and you're able to tell people what's fixed, because a lot of people, I mean, there's a little bit of sticker shock when you buy something this expensive.
It is, yeah, and you think it should all be 100%.
Yep. But you use it and you fall in love with it.
Yeah.
And that's where, you know, you can jump on Brian's channel and see all the upgrades he's made from having years doing this. And he's not going to steer you wrong with putting your money in the right
I
places.
have learned a lot, and it's better to pay it once and get what you want and love it and have the best quality and the best service than to buy some, you know, something that maybe not so much and have to deal with it for the next couple of years.
Absolutely.
But John, I appreciate your time, okay?
Absolutely. Thanks for trusting Owl, and I'll see you at the next show.
Yeah, I'll be back here in a month. All right.